Here is another quick 9 playthrough here on the channel for you all. The date and the divisions, of course, shown on screen in the thumbnail. Remember to hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as well. Timestamps in the description down below, and remember the replays here are from old tournaments, so use the old ball attribute levels, which have now, of course, doubled. Hope you're enjoying Quick 9. Good luck, and remember to tweak according to your clubs and balls and wind angles. Here we go. So I'm playing max plus 15% here. I go with a katana. Power 2 could go with the Titan if you want though as well. One thing I would suggest here though, just want to take off a little bit of top spin and maybe could have lost a little bit of the side spin as well. So max plus 15, obviously if we do get tailwind, we can go full blast down the left hand side and hopefully roll down the slope full of rough, avoiding the boulder to very close to the green, but otherwise this is a very good route to go. Be careful with these bushes here that you'll see, they are in play, so just mind out for those. We avoid them here, thankfully, but you'll see what I mean. This slope just keeps on rolling down and just okay there, so maybe a little bit less top spin would have been good on the drive. And I'm finding minimum distance line of the thorn with this one, as we do have some headwind. Obviously, if we did have tailwind, have to play a bit further up using the rings from min method. I go min plus 10% with this one. So just finding minimum distance line, adjusting from there. If you're not aware about the method of counting up rings from minimum distance to determine slider, don't forget check out the Academy playlist, which is on the channel homepage. So minimum distance plus 10 comes out at 2.2 rings. And we adjust this one. Very, very good chance of an eagle here on hole number 1. Hitting perfect. And comes in very nicely right at the pin. Very good angle of wind direction here for the rough bumps. That's what I'm trying here. Going with a navigator ball, and it's just over 2 bars of top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right. Ball guide to the hole, look at the position of the yellow ring, touching the rough line and the bunker at the same time. So very easy to set this shot up. This is a very good wind angle for the rough bump because we don't need to adjust into the bunker in any way at all. Mid plus 10 is the adjustment that I'm using here with the navigator, so mid plus 10. Hit this one perfect, and bounces the rough where we want and runs in beautifully straight at the pin for a hole in 1. Going with the navigator again, 4 bars of backspin, 1 bar side spin to the right. And the position here I'm looking is the blue ring, that's my reference, touching the rough on the right hand side. As you can see, just backed off a little bit of the side spin there, but I do think we need to change and go with the full bar. Mid plus 20 is my adjustment here. No curl, just a standard shot. And we hit perfect, and this one does come in pretty nicely. Doesn't get in for a hole in 1, but I do think we are close. But like I say, we just need to go with the full bar of right. So for this one I'm going actually with a berserker because it is a real effort to get over there even with a power 3 ball. So max top spin once again, 2 bars of side spin to the left, stretching out to find my position once again, adjusting max plus 10, and I'm going to push up to max if I can. Got to go with a lot of overpower. In fact, this is full overpower here. And you can see the inner wall of the ball there, the right edge touching the inner wall of the adjustment ring to the left. So a good amount of curl. Again, a very, very safe bounce point there for the first shot. And then that rolls for a decent distance. I'm playing this one here, true club distance 0%. Now I estimate this to be mid distance, but we do misadjust this one slightly. Rough bump, very, very good in crosswind. Obviously, if you do have tailwind, you are going to be adjusting down into the bunker, so we may need to use some pull angle there or push up slightly to account for the lack of distance. So I'm going mid plus 0 here, using the grizzly for the ball guide. Obviously, if your drive is short, you might want to be looking at the Goliath as well. It will help once we know the wind angles throughout next week. Hitting this one very nicely with the perfect. Bounces a little bit on the high side in the rough, so maybe a small correction needed there. Got two approaches to show you. We're very close with this one. Headwind, I do favour the Guardian, to be honest, because otherwise you may be adjusting into overpower with the sniper depending where you set up. So my bounce point here exactly more or less halfway between the bunkers there. Obviously Guardian different levels can have different ring sizes. But I'm going with a couple of bars of backspin, aiming at the pin as best I can with this ball guide. My adjustment here with the Titan is max plus 40. So it's a pretty hefty adjustment here. I did try a couple of shots with the sniper, but it was bouncing very short. So I had to switch to Guardian here. We do hit perfect, so max plus 40 is the adjustment. Look, it bounces exactly where we're aiming, but just comes in a fraction too hot. So a couple of clicks more backspin, and we'll get that one in the hole in a direct headwind scenario. Second example here, we have cross tailwind, so I'm going to be using the sniper, and my setup reference here is the red ring at plus 2 yards. So that's where I'm going to be looking to set up pretty much most of my sniper shots, so that I can just tweak spin. I do believe this is a good landing position. And you'll see here 3.2 backspin, 0.8 bar side spin to the left, aim at the pin. And the adjustment here is mid plus 25. Little bit tricky to zoom in here because of the angle of the camera, but you just do what you can. Like I said, the red ring at plus 2 is the reference here. This is sniper 8, but that will of course have to be tweaked if you have different level of sniper. And look at this, very nicely there for a hole in one. Going with the big topper to get some distance on the drive. We do have cross headwind here, so I'm sticking with the Titan. Max top spin, a little bit of side spin to the right. Adjustment here, max plus 10. Takes us into overpower, so I am using a couple of rings of overpower as well. Perfect away, and we want to be in thorn range here, if at all possible. Bounces over very nicely. We could have given it a little bit more overpower, but also I don't want to roll too long either. I do maybe think another ring would have been nice though. 384 yards. From here, again, we have a thorn shot. Luckily, the wind angle is such that we can adjust. We may have to rethink if we do get direct headwind here about our setup. But here I'm absolutely at max, so I'm going with a couple of bars of backspin, aiming at the pin, and from this point I play 20% elevation. So if you're going right side, play it minus 10, but from left side, because it's downhill, we're going max plus 20. So we're adjusting those rings. As you can see, we are just on the max line, but we are okay. So I can take a standard shot here, and we get a perfect ball, and bounces very, very nicely and gets in for a lovely eagle from the left hand side as well. So two approaches there depending on what the wind angle's doing for hole number 5. Fairly lengthy par 5, and you've got to get some overpower going on the drive. We do have cross tailwind here. We get direct headwind. This is going to be a tricky one, but for now let's enjoy this one. Max top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right, adjust max plus 10. Then once I'm done, pushing up to max, and then we are going to go with some overpower and also some right curl. I'm pretty much, should we say 90% OP. Of course we could push it harder as well if you want to, but got a very nice drive, and you'll see we do clear very, very comfortably there anyway with this wind. And we've got plenty of room on the fairway here, but it does roll very nicely. Drive distance here from middle tee of 416 yards. Second shot, there is a sniper rough bump available, but I do realise here I don't have enough topspin on my low level sniper, on my level 8. So I'm going for the bounce up instead. General elevation here, I'm playing true club distance 30%. This is a tricky shot to drop for Albatross though. So simple bounce up, just be sure to hit a good drive though. If you do catch rough or sand on the drive, you're not going to be anywhere near the green in 2 with this one. So I'm playing this mid plus 30. But we're close. We're not, within a square, sadly, but it's a safe eagle on hole number 6. Going with a katana for the side spin. Obviously, Kingmaker is better to reduce the wind, though. And we're setting up for a rough bump. This is going to be an awkward hole in headwind. I didn't manage to practice any headwind angles. I had this angle a couple of times in a row, sadly. But we're setting up here ball guide to the hole. Little bit of backspin, 3 bars of left spin. Then my adjustment here is max plus 20. There's a couple of different options you've got here. You can also rough bump in front of the bunker as well. So you're going to have to go with what suits your gameplay best and your club level. Max plus 20, we bounced exactly where we wanted, but did come in a little bit too hot and just missed right edge. So a small tweak there. But I'm going with a berserker and we're trying to send it, even though we have limited wind strength in pro. Obviously in expert, much better opportunity to reach green with this. Max plus 10, push up to max, full top spin. Couple of bars of left spin, max overpower, 1 ball of left curl. There are various slices and other blast shots you can do here, but we're bouncing. We did need to go with a bit more curl though. Thankfully, we're just parking up on the fairway there. If you do end up on the end of this fairway, I'm playing Endbringer School here, so stretching out to max, judging the percentage where the pin stands from my ball to complete max distance, as is one of the Endbringer School methods. Then that's the side of percentage I'm going to use. Instead of using 20% though, because this is downhill, I'm actually using 30% for Endbringer School here. Okay, it is tailwind, so maybe it's not a true test of whether that's good. However, it's working for me, so it's a fairly decent reference point, I would think. But like I said, the preference would be really to get a lot nearer to the green or down the slope. Perfect away, and we do get an eagle. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube. You can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Show you 2 drives here. First one with some headwind, and again going with the big topper here. Obviously, if we do get headwind for those expert players, you're going to be wanting to go with bigger clubs. APOC 5, Thor's Hammer 6, something with a good amount of topspin. May not be needing the big topper, but for pro, I do think it's a good choice. We're going max plus 10 here, going with plenty of curl, and this drive does work nicely in a variety of headwind angles. Obviously you do want to be hitting perfect, although I have got away with a minor great ball here as well today. So I go with a distance driver here, APOC 4 I have on this account, but obviously extra mile will work as well. And going with 6 bars of topspin, stretching out, working out that I do need some right spin as well, so I'm adding 2 bars of right spin. Obviously you can use a berserker here if you don't want to go with overpower. Once again, drive max plus 10, going to push it back up to max. Very nice wind angle for this shot. Higher winds, obviously expert players going to send it, or even go with a hero power hook from the right going into the left. That has been used previously as well. Minor great ball here, but still okay. Look, bouncing very, very nicely on the pad, clearing the rough easily and rolling out to a decent distance as well. Second shot from here. You do have a rough bump option depending where your drive is as well, but once again, you kind of need side spin 3 for that depending on the angle from your drive. So I'm just showing you a standard bounce up here instead. 20% max would be my usual thing. For the rough bump, with maybe longer wood clubs as well with more topspin. But here I'm actually at mid distance, so I go mid plus 20. Mid plus 20 here. Obviously this one is going to vary a lot depending on the wind angle that we get with the drive and the position that we get in. Very close to an albatross. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.